the entire case, Donald Trump connects with Nikola Tesla and with Westinghouse. Donald Trump is not the justifiable side in this entire development of that situation. Donald Trump is not the principal top character here. Macedonia is not top character here, but it is Nikola Tesla. I mean, speaking about the entire cloud called Donald Trump. The cloud called Donald Trump is actually protocol Nikola Tesla. And Donald Trump doesn't have right to play that much of a principle in a given situation. And that, if dragged all the way to my family, will sound exactly like that. Where we will need to notice where the was letter A, was letter B, and so on and so on. I mean, how these matters will need to be understood. And who is the principal house here? Principal house here is Serbia, not Macedonia. When someone tries to translate that into extreme political language, then it should be done correctly. Also, when it is to be resolved anything in relation to me and my circles, the violation starts with me. With my mother, yes, but with me the most, actually. Actually, the most with me. Because I here delivered this level of presentation and I am still kept imprisoned, although is it being delivered as a counseling office of United Nations, very much in spirit of Tesla approach. Well, it continue not to be understood like that. If someone wants to get personal on what I do here and about what I do here, it starts with me, not with someone else. Me and my kids, of course, are here one. But if someone is after justice in this case scenario, that justice starts with my demand for justice. Before anyone else to spell that word, even here, me and my kids, one place. My kids, as from little kids, are paying price for this miserable political sin continue to drag on this earth with the entire size of the wrongdoing. It goes exactly as described. Of course, here in the present time, the matrix becomes me and my work, not Nikola Tesla. However, the lineage here is Nikola Tesla, not Donald Trump. I mean, if we want to speak here, getting the planetary stage, I'm using lineage Nikola Tesla, and I'm using lineage Westminster Palace. And then it's my work. If someone wants to clear the situation, that is what is the situation we are talking about. They cannot relate to my kids as they are the last in the story. when they are the first in the story, where it belongs to them, the top place, not the last place. This cannot be driven as they are on the last place. For God's sake. The prejudice in that country, unfortunate country called 1/3 of Macedonia, is so big that ended up to be blinded, impotent bulls. I don't want to have anything to do with country with such level of hatred and prejudice. To find them contacting my kids without my permission is criminal enough. To find them disrespecting and hating my people, my kids, is going to be returned to them with same element of hatred and disrespect. They will need to hear that I hate and disrespect them 3 times more than how they dare to relate to my kids. I don't know, I'm on the blind spot here. This is all conditional. If this animosity is happening, then it's being returned like that. But Donald Trump here doesn't have that much of a place either. Speaking about Alexander, that never happened, because there is no need of Alexander now. Alexander will need to be redefined by someone that is capable to do that, not by someone that doesn't understand or cannot relate to events on first account. America cannot be first account in this story. Why America is playing first account when they are not first account in this entire story? The first account in this entire story is my work in the present times. In the times of Nikola Tesla would have been Nikola Tesla. In present times, after Nikola Tesla, the principal account is myself and this work. It is no one from Serbia, it's not Marjanovic, it's not Abramovich, it's actually Mary Olympia Themis. Mary Olympia Cleopatra, in preference. Yes, it's this work today, the centerpiece of the entire situation. Why Americans and Donald Trump are puffing upon it. Maybe Steve Bannon is going to answer to us. As I understand, there are a couple of prison sentences attached to his name. Money laundering, he was working in finances, things like that. How on earth Americans can elect such leadership? That is also going to indicate what kind of Americans we are talking about here. And why on earth you think that Democrats are going to accept to be represented by such people? I would be certainly advise you that you be very careful and look at civil war in America anytime soon. Because from positions that you have taken and how you're playing this game, Republicans, presently so-called Republicans, nothing else can be much more certain than civil war in America. First and foremost, than anywhere else. I'm going to tell you, fellas, with that kind of CV, Democrats are not going to accept you. And you have very very big problem. You are bunch of criminals. Bunch of criminals usurping the throne of America, the throne of USA, and dragging down entire USA history in the times where entire world would expect from USA to be a leader in most correct terms, as myself was expecting, as that is where our grandfathers have been investing the most, and we have that right to expect something like that of America. We see some kind of selfish aunties talking about their own skirt being saved, vandalizing entire planet and ignoring that America would never be what it is if there was not Europe and the countries that were investing in their all of time in America. Investing in America. To talk of Germany like that, well, entire Germany actually transferred everything that they had, all of the capital of Germany, and Germany was very highly developed industrial country in Europe in last century, still continue to be a very strongly industrial developed country. But in the last century was top of the world. All that went into America. Apart of the fact that they went and demolished entire Europe, and then they needed to take credits from American banks for their reparation. Now he is demanding them, or he is criticizing them. He is enormously blunting them for not having enough for military defense protocol. I'm going to tell you, fellas, military defense protocol of Europe is America. Because America is Europe. And in case you have not heard that before, well, now you have heard it properly. America is Europe. Defense protocol of Europe is America. Why? Well, because that is what America is. A wing to Europe. And that double-winged eagle that has been thrown so easily after demolition of Nazi party was actually created by centerpiece of European historic body, which used that eagle on the ground of the fact that they have been building America and they have been building Russia. And that eagle is suggesting, as how I detect in my work, that America and Russia are both wings of Europe. And if that has not been understood so far, then nothing about Earth, as intended to be the case, has been understood so far. And to get prisoners on top of the country and listen their prisoner mind, narrow-minded prisoner mind, criminal mind, financial thief mind will never be top political discussion. Never. That will amount for top political discussion. Top political discussion is what I do here when I need to restore the entire Europe as well. Yes, we may say that. But the fact is that the Emporio USA is Emporio Europe. Or there will be no Emporio USA. There will be wild cowboys sitting out there as it is Ireland, in the outskirts of humanity. Now let's keep that in mind in a sober fashion. As how it is Ireland, that is how they would be on the outskirts of humanity. So when we speak about defense protocol of Europe, Donald Trump and the crew, it should be very clear how that story works. And since I'm enclosing adequately the work which you adequately is using. What is not matching here is your lack of comprehension that we are matching exactly how we are matching. And that is happening because history only continues and never stops. History never stops, only continues. So today, we don't need to argue to the end of the times. Where is the headquarter of this entire, of the times on this earth? The headquarter is where the headquarter is. Exactly and precisely. Donald Trump and the crow. The headquarter is exactly where it is. And that's my message to Israel as well. The headquarter is where always was Israel. Israel, this is going to cost you more than you think it will. If you just do not open your eyes wide and see what you have to say, Israel. You, as everyone else, where the God was hiding from you as well. And yesterday, the flame of this discussion brought us very much in the specifics of where I have to, again, clarify here, because the forces on the ground are somehow prevailing, continue to prevailing on red group on the yellow side. I have to insist again, that is not where my work prevails. Would be recognized obviously blue dimension, but the blue dimension here is associated with Mediterranean, and that is certainly happening in my case scenario via Serbia. Driver of my blue performance is Serbia, not Macedonia. In the way how it happens from its creative side, it is stronger on my father level, on my father's side. Creativity is stronger on my father's side, far more stronger than on my mother's side. My mother's side delivers the warmth, the feminine side, the calmness, the soberness, the character, that kind of soul of a mother, presence of a mother, dominance of mother love and safety and caring nature. But when it comes to getting a pen and being sharper and more specific, that's where my father happens. So if someone wants to translate this into political event of the present times, the driver here is Serbia, not Macedonia. Macedonia might be the base in all of this, but the presence, that is, some kind of backing, if you want to, platform. But the maestro prevails on Serbia's side. Either it's Tesla, previous generation, Tesla in question, or it is present performance prevails on Serbia's side because I connect to temples, and the principal temples are associated with protocol Serbia. I'm talking principal temples. Either it's Germany, either it's Spain, either it's Israel, either is Balkan. You find these blue basins. In Germany, red basins. In Spain, red basin. And even in Macedonia, red basin. Associating with what I would recognize Serbia identity. Because Macedonia wants to go or prevail on the blonde side, on the yellow side. Red is not yellow. And red cannot be yellow in Spain as well. And red cannot be yellow in Germany as well. Red cannot be yellow neither in Macedonia. And all I can see today over the global television, driven by some kind of American financing groups, it is like awakening blonde hair. On wet ground on earth, now blonde hair is like completely like they're celebrating like they won something. What on earth they have won? Olymp? Well, Olymp doesn't go in yellow either. It is on Greece territories. This is all in blue, as it was Atlantis, completely blue. How on earth that goes into yellow? It might go, but that's not the rule. It's not yellow going forward today. It's blue. And that is blue and red. Very strongly red, actually. But then it's blue. I would go that way. When I'm in question, it is first red and then it's blue. If we are going to pay attention to details. Now, how on earth that translates into yellow? Apart of the fact that my son has been recruited by yellow Australians, or should I say enslaved and kept hostage. So he to the extent that manipulated to the extent that he believes that he is yellow, and that he is not being allowed to notice the house of which he has been born, because Australian yellow has confiscated him. That is not how we are supposed to understand color yellow, Macedonians. I'm going to find that you are overplaying your yellow colors today, Macedonians. And Macedonians, all the way to America, that should stop immediately. Yellow throne has not won here today. This is happening very much at the protocol Mother before to go at the protocol Son. And Macedonians continue to disrespect that fact, that we need to discuss first the house before we talk about the prince. The house is substantially red, typical for these territories, typical for entire Mediterranean coast, as it continues to go in Italy and in Spain, very much in red actually. But it has been sabotaged at some kind of Octavian level as a yellow republic and continue to be driven as a yellow republic. Rome continued to be driven to present times in America as a yellow republic, although Rome is not yellow republic. Neither is Spain yellow republic, yet continue to be driven, Spain as well as yellow republic. And Macedonia as well. Entire European coastline is being driven as a yellow while actually happening in color red. And here, yes, we can include also Catalonians, that, by the way, certainly are adding additional, as far as I can notice, certainly additional quality to the region, continue to be, because they have been beautiful people actually. They continue to be treated as some slaves or something, like intruders or something. Also, they are bringing on higher level the entire platform. But I can't see how that goes into yellow as well. Babylon here, I can't believe I'm actually defending Babylon. Babylon in this context is actually much more natural because it brings qualitative function to great an extent. While yellow, I'm going to notice it from positions of Western territories, of Britannia, of Britons, Vikings, Crusaders, things like that, continue to be very destructive force on the region and continue to play such destructive force all the way to America as well, disrespecting the actual historic heritage of USA. And if someone ignore or disrespect actual historic heritage of USA, there is going to be nothing left of USA. That is the way USA to disappear, not to get straightened. USA is very much in danger today, not from the outside factors, but from the inside factors, from the stupidity of the present leadership of Republican Party. USA is a step away from losing everything that they have ever become in their entire history. And that is because they have a very low political culture and very low political comprehension, and that they stupidly believe that statehood has nothing to do with politics. Steve Bannon said, well, Constitution doesn't work for me because, well, we might by the crack of events find ourselves in Stone Age. Yes, especially if someone is promoting Ireland and music of Ireland or Irish vibes, we might certainly find in Stone Age sooner than we should, Steve Bannon. But he is not going to connect to constitutions. He is connecting to Stone Age. For him, Stone Age is much more certain than Constitution. He doesn't believe in Constitution. He believes in raw human. Well, I'm spending here my entire work in the name of defending civilization. And if someone is ready to surrender it already, maybe should go somewhere in Amazonia, South America, in this kind of, or maybe just in Ireland, and wait there at the end of the days. But the rest of us will be standing on the stones that we have been building already. They're also stones, but built by a civilization. And we are going to stand on such kind of stones, and Steve Bannon should return to the other stones somewhere in Ireland, the naked ones. The one of stone hedge, hedging. He should return to hedging in Ireland. America doesn't need to hedge. America can be. I have to admit, the world today is breaking the most in America. As for quite some time, this world, 2 millenniums already, have been vandalized by forces that went into America. Forces that defeated Roman imperialism and dragged it into Stone Age in Britannia already. And that America is and has emerged as a result of that Stone Age of culture. And that is why the world has been treated like that, like how it is being treated. And that is the reason why the planet is where it is. Because of these forces of Britain that emerged way too much natural, way too much prime to top up the imperial development that happened previously on European ground and European soil. I'm going to say, therefore, the problem is not in Europe. It's not even in Middle East. The problem is in USA and the Stone Age of USA as we speak. I will accordingly need to ask a planet to liberate us, me and my kids, from the claws of these people, of these stone hedge people of Britain, confiscating today the political stage of USA. I'm asking the world to liberate me and my kids and myself from the claws of this sick-minded, wild, British native people. It has been harassing the planet already for 2 millenniums and holding the blue Israel as a hostage, today being ruled by the ones that are being treated as slaves themselves and as a garbage and being, well, certainly implemented on the planet to behave and to look as a garbage. the leadership of Israel. And do you think they care? No, they're disposable. They're there to be used and misused. Because these primates do not give a damn about the leadership of Israel. See them today being on the barbecue, themselves, of course, as it is Netanyahu on the barbecue since the time that war started. And you have to be an idiot not to notice that. But planets continue to buy a ticket for an idiot and continue to be treated exactly like that. Oh, the solution is when you notice the problem and the size of the problem, then you find the solution as well. You have to first notice the scale of the problem. The scale of the problem is not only the size of the Republican Party of USA, but also to notice who is behind that Republican Party of USA. And who is behind are the tribunal forces of Britannia, especially the one located on the ground of Stonehenge Protocol. That is prime Britannia. It's Ireland, probably Scotland, and even England. And as much as I'm here to myself awakening in some kind of iron age, the fact is that there is only one iron mask and everything else is false. There must be lost children of their times. But the fact is that they have become number one troublemakers on the planet today for quite a longer period of time. And that will need to stop. That will need to stop. I'm not going to make it easier on all of the Republican Party of America, because all of the Republican Party of America continue to drive the USA in the direction in which the USA goes in all of these times. I'm not going to relieve from responsibility all of the Republican Party of USA, because they have allowed these forces to continue to prevail. But the fact is that Macedonia still continue to be here, the main hazard. The main hazard in all of that is Yellow Macedonia continue to be well aligned with all of this and continue to be blindly following that force, because for them it means survival. And allowing these channels to continue to be very vivid with entire Middle East, that is all happening because Macedonia allows it. And Macedonia continue to be numb in its own history, which translates today being part of the problem rather than part of the solution. When someone plays its own history with such level of numbness and lack of own presence, then it becomes part of the problem, not part of the solution, Macedonians. I'm going to use monarchy of England and monarchy of Spain in this context, as I employ trust in monarchies versus political parties, especially when it comes to historic reset. I'm also going to use matrix. It's very hard to say matrix Serbia because it becomes so diverse, but certainly I'm going to use my territories out there, very much configured in the way how I have just explained. I have plenty of friends and family left there. I will need to ask them to notice the size of the problems we are confronting. And I'm going to use, in backing of everything, BRICS as well, because no matter how they emerge in all of this, they are certainly bringing forward territories. And these territories require first political configuration before everyone goes into trading configurations. If, by any chance, these trading configurations of BRICS are gang related, I will need to therefore connect it first to political states that are constituting BRICS alignment, because clearly it has happened not only as a trade-related protocol, but as a political as well. The moment you start interfering with currencies, that's already political. Accordingly, I declare BRICS first as a political alignment and then as an economic alignment. After all, economy will never happen if we don't clarify first, are we talking war or peace zone? Economy required peace zone. In order to deliver or guarantee peace, you will need strong political configuration. Accordingly, there is no such thing as we are just business. There is no such thing as just business. Business require peace agreements. Accordingly, whenever is that scale of international alignment, it will be first and foremost political, and then it will be everything else. BRICS will need to be first political. In terms of recognizing who is vandalizing the planet for a longer period of time, what is vandalizing planet for a longer period of time, and when you want to confront that kind of enemy, you're already in political game, like it or not. Accordingly, BRICS, salute to you as well. I'm going to play this game like that because I have been attacked. My kids and me have been attacked. And so you have been attacked. Right there in your face, made to be stupid, as well as this work, myself and everyone else. They continue to make stupid, to play on making everyone stupid. And they are getting on surface as some kind of machos that are some kind of playing like prevailing top events, top gear, begearing someone else. As these are kids, they're kids, bastards. I'm going to take that when they earned it. But it is time, bastards, to ask what is and who is fathering them and where all of that is going. It's time to ask questions. Who on earth is your father? And if you are associated with fatherland that is treating you and father house that treats you as a bastard, isn't it not time that you ask who on earth is your mother as well? That would be a question for Ivanka Trump as well, because she continued to play kakadu of America #1.